An overview of a DAO. In this video, we'll talk about DAO. We will define the concept of DAO and show you how it works. We will also discuss its potential advantages and the risks it involves. At the end of the video, we will give examples of some of the most prominent DAOs. If you're interested in investing in a DAO, starting one, or just want to be better informed next time someone tells you about the new DAO they've recently joined, this is the video for you. Before we begin, welcome to our Liquidots Academy channel, the channel where we make crypto topics interesting and simple to understand. Let's dive in. The basic definition of a DAO. A decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO, is a community-led entity with no central authority. DAO are autonomous in the sense that they are coded to follow smart contracts that are stored on the blockchain. Today, mostly the Ethereum blockchain, but also on blockchains such as Solana and Avalanche. Members of the DAO are also its owners. They acquire ownership of the DAO by holding the DAO's token. As token holders, they are entitled to participate in the management and decision-making of the DAO, all according to the code the DAO is run by. All votes and activity through the DAO are posted on the blockchain, making all actions of users publicly viewable. There are numerous purposes to build a DAO. Commonly, DAOs are built to facilitate collective economic activity as investment funds, lending and credit operations, and even sports betting. But there are also DAOs that are built to promote social goals by collective action, and there are DAO that focus on technology that is developed and owned by the DAO members. How does a DAO work? The team of community members establish the rules of the DAO. This is done through the use of smart contracts. These smart contracts lay out the foundational framework by which the DAO is to operate. Any potential member can view the protocol as everything in a DAO is visible, verifiable, and publicly auditable. Once these rules are written onto the blockchain, the next step is around funding. The DAO needs to figure out how to receive funding and how to bestow governance. Usually, funding of a DAO is achieved through token issuance, by which the protocol sells tokens to raise funds and fill the DAO treasury. In return for their funds, token holders receive certain voting rights, usually proportional to their holding. In some cases, tokens represent certain economic rights, such as the right for tokens distribution. Once funding is completed, the DAO is ready for deployment. The code now enters into production, so it can no longer be changed by any other means other than a consensus reached through member voting. So no special authority can modify the rules of the DAO. It is entirely up to the community of token holders to decide. So why would an entity or collective group of individuals want to pursue a DAO structure? Here are some of the benefits of forming a DAO. Decentralization. Instead of relying on the actions of one individual, say a CEO, or a small collection of individuals, say a board of directors, a DAO can decentralize authority across a much larger range of users. Participation. Individuals within an entity may feel more empowered and connected to the entity when they have a direct say and voting power on all matters. Moreover, as members of the DAO are its owners and are entitled to the profits it makes, they are more incentivized to promote the DAO. Publicity and transparency. Unlike private companies, a DAO is fully transparent and all participants have equal exposure to the DAO's smart contract, as well as the DAO's activity and token transactions. This makes DAOs resistant to censorship. It mitigates fraud and interference of foreign considerations. Transparency is also very effective to maintain alignment of interest among all token holders. As all votes are cast via blockchain and made publicly viewable, users are inclined to act in ways they feel is best for the DAO. Community. The concept of a DAO encourages people from all over the world to seamlessly come together to build a single vision. With just an internet connection, token holders can interact with other owners wherever they may live. For some, the community of a DAO can be more meaningful than the other communities in their vicinity. Economic incentives. Generally speaking, the more one contributes to the DAO, the more economic incentives he will get. Many DAOs are pre-designed to allocate funds to those who contribute to the DAO, either by technological development, community engagement, or marketing. The DAO founders will usually be allocated as much as 25% of the total tokens as a compensation for taking the risk of launching the DAO and building it in the beginning, much like a startup. What are the risks of DAOs? While DAOs offer many potential benefits, there are also several risks associated with this relatively new type of organization. We advise individuals considering investing in or starting a DAO to be aware of these risks and take steps to mitigate them. Number 1. Hacks and scams. Because DAOs are decentralized and often operate without traditional financial safeguards, they can be vulnerable to hacking and other forms of cybercrime. In addition, some DAOs are reliant on code that is still in development and has not been thoroughly tested. This can lead to software glitches or errors that could have serious consequences for the organization, such as the loss of funds. Number 2. Regulatory mismatch. Regulators in many countries still haven't figured out how to perceive DAOs. DAOs may be subject to regulatory scrutiny or even outright bans in some jurisdictions. Number 3. Lack of leadership. The other side of decentralization is a lack of clear leadership and accountability for the DAO. This might become extremely important in times of turbulence in the DAO or in the market in general. Risks are reduced when one member of the DAO holds a substantial amount of the DAO's token, which can make him de facto the most influential member of it. Even so, the de facto leader of the DAO can change frequently, which adds to its instability. After discussing how DAOs work and what are their advantages and disadvantages, here are some interesting DAOs that will help us better understand the concept. Maker DAO. The Maker protocol, one of the largest decentralized applications, or dApps, on the Ethereum blockchain, was the first decentralized finance, or DeFi, application to earn significant adoption. The Maker protocol allows users to borrow DAI coins against their cryptocurrencies. DAI is a stablecoin that is 100% decentralized, unbiased, collateral-backed, and soft-pegged to the US dollar. Uniswap. Uniswap is one of the most well-known cryptocurrency exchanges on the Ethereum blockchain. Being a DAO, anyone can join Uniswap by holding the Uni token, which gives them voting rights over how it is run and administered. Decentralized. This is a virtual world run by a DAO, where the stakeholders make governance and administrative decisions in a democratic manner. Each holder of the platform's token, MANA, can participate in the process, and it is quickly becoming fashionable among global brands, including Nike, Adidas, and Coca-Cola, as a method for connecting with digital native consumers. Constitution DAO. This decentralized crowdfunding DAO was formed in 2021 with a mission to win a rare edition of the U.S. Constitution at a Sotheby's auction. Although the DAO has raised more than $40 million from 15,000 DAO participants, it was outbid by another collector. However, the DAO said that while it didn't win the auction, the initiative was a success because it had educated the ecosystem about the potential of DAOs as a mechanism for raising capital through crowdfunding. So here's the bottom line. DAOs are one of the most prominent features of the world of Web3, NFTs, and cryptocurrency. They epitomize decentralization for its advantages and disadvantages. The concept of DAO is still in an early stage, and we can expect major developments in DAOs in terms of technology, regulation, and social recognition. So stay tuned. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. We are always happy to help. Make sure to visit our website to find more useful NFT-related material. See you in the next video.